And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be floating down the sea. We're going to be merchants, we're going to be pirates, we're going to be taking goods floating on the sea from some ports and bringing them to other ports to sell them. We're also going to be kind of being with the Navy a little bit to sink other people's pirate ships. This is sort of a take that family pick up and deliver game called Black Fleet. It came out right around Gen Con. It's from Space Cowboys. They're the people that published Splendor, the Spiel des Jahres nominee this year in 2014, and it's brought to us by Asmodee in the US. It's 3 to 4 players, plays in 60 minutes or less. It's like a family weight pick up and deliver game with some take that attitude. Let's check it out. I'll show you how it's played. I'll see you on the other side. Here's the cards everyone starts with at the beginning of the game. You have cards that actually look like a nice piece of artwork from left to right. Really nice touch there from Asmodee here. And each of these is how much money it will cost to buy one of these cards. And then it will flip over and there'll be some special abilities. That's what you're trying to do during the game, is get all these turned over. And so at first everyone flips over this left card, and black is always first player. Once everybody sees what color they are, they will place their merchant ship at one of the ports around town. Now, for example, I was the black player. I decided to start at the red port, and there's cubes there. So I basically put, those ships can hold 3 cubes, and that's where I will start. Now, what I'm going to be trying to do during the game is take the cubes, or the goods that I just picked up here, the red ones, and drop them off at any one of these other ports. Now, this port, I'll get $2, 2 doubloons for each of the goods that I drop off there. If I make it all the way here, they'd be worth 3 each. They'd be worth 2 each here, and they'd be worth 2 each here. So if I come over here, they're worth the most, but it might be hard to get there. So at the beginning of the game, you're given these 2 navigation cards and a fortune card. Fortune cards can be played on your turn, and basically they help you out in different ways, allow you to break rules. Like, for example, if your merchant ship doesn't move more than 2 spaces, gain 3 doubloons. And something to point out in this game is money in this game are these really cool silver and gold coins that they're really nice, they're heavy, they sound good when you're playing with them, they're just really nice touch on the components here. Your turn is very simple. You have 2 of these navigation cards, and they're going to allow you to do one of 2 moves. So you'll select one of these 2, and you will move it. Now, if you notice these 2 cards, the first thing you got to move is one of these Navy ships. There's a purple and yellow one out there. They start the game in specific spots, but they'll be moving around the board. Everyone will get to move them on their turn, and what they do is they can go and try to sink the pirate ships that come out here. So for instance, let's say I picked this card. The other card would stay in my hand, and I would move the yellow Navy ship 1. And it can move basically anywhere adjacent to these spots. You can't move through islands or things like that. So let's just say he moves them there. Now the second one has skull and crossbones. This means you're always going to move the pirate ship there. And here we go. I have my black pirate ship. And at the beginning of the game, there's 3 spots outside with an arrow where they can come in from. So let's say I come in from here and I can move that pirate ship 3. 1, 2, 3. The object of the pirate ship is to try to get to the other player's merchant ships. For instance, now if a player's merchant ship is in port, it's safe. But let's say I had a player that was kind of going here and getting ready to go out here. My pirate ship was here, and I got to move up to 3. Well, I could move my pirate ship here, and it would rob this ship of that. And every time you rob a ship, you'd also get 2 doubloons for money. And he would get this this good. Now, if this merchant ship had already gotten 2 goods stolen and the pirate ship stole the last good, this would sink and go back in the player's hand, and he would get to put it out at one of the ports at the beginning of his next turn. And here we can move our merchant ship up to 4. Now remember, these Navy ships can't hurt me, but they can hurt my pirate ship. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say I just sit there. And at the end, after I've done all my moves, I can take 2 of those fortune cards, which we showed you how they bend the rules earlier. Some of them let you take 2, some of them let you take 1. Some of them are so powerful cards, you actually have to discard one of your fortune cards. So once I'm done with this would go to a discard pile, and then I would get a new one to add to my other one that I did not use before. So I always have 2 at the end of my turn. So again, let's say it was black's turn and I got to move my merchant ship 3. I would get to sell each of these for 2, and I would essentially get 2, 4, 6 doubloons to spend. I would put these back into the supply from where these red goods came from, and I would immediately take 3 of the area that I'm in, which in this case they are blue goods. And now remember, I am safe here until next turn as long as I'm in port. So that's how you make money, by bringing goods with your merchant ship. Now these pirate ships that we talked about earlier, you can only do 1 action per turn with this ship. With all your ships essentially. So here, if I took this from here the previous turn, well now this turn I can move this pirate ship. Now they don't score into ports, they bury the treasure at different islands. So here if I buried this, that good would be worth 4, it would go back to the purple supply. Here's worth 3. And you can see all different spots that buried treasure can be brought to by pirates. This one's worth 6 right in the middle of the board, like that. However, let's say it's someone else's turn, they're able to move this Navy ship next to my pirate ship. They would sink my pirate ship. They would get 2 doubloons for sinking the ship. And then the good would get transferred. This would go back to my hand, and it would come back in off the side of the board like it did at the beginning. So that's sort of how the 3 ships work. Merchant ships, you're trying to bring goods from one port to another. Pirates, you're trying to rob other people's merchant ships. And Navy ships, you're using that to try to sink other people's pirate ships. Now these are different cards that you can buy for certain money. Now these ones all have to get done before this. This is the last card of the game, and essentially wins you the game. These ones you can do in any order, and you need a certain amount of money on the card to do them. They all have sort of a special ability on them. So for example, this one, once you've spent $5, you flip this up, and this says, your pirate may deliver a captured good to any port and earns 5 doubloons. This is an action. So instead of bringing it to the buried island, the pirate can get stuff there for 5, which is huge. This one here lets me treat any delivery as if your merchant had carried an extra good. Hey, good extra money there. The 11, let's say, for example, if you play no fortune cards during your turn, draw 1 extra fortune card. If you play 2 or more cards during your turn, gain 2 extra doubloons. So that's pretty cool. And then this last one here is Pirate's Hideout. Your pirate may use 1 space of its movement allowance to travel to a pirate hideout. There's a couple of these special hideouts on the map. You may use this ability multiple times during your pirate ship, so it allows them to sort of move very fast around the board. Now the interesting thing about these cards is everybody starts off with a different one. For example, this is a 5, and there's plenty of other 5s, and they're all different. So everyone's going to have different abilities at every level. Once you've done these, again, you can do these 4 in any order. Then you get this one for 10. And essentially you win the game. Now, everyone gets the last turn. Everyone gets equal amount of turns, and whoever has done the end game wins. If 2 players were able to buy the end game on the same round, whoever has the most money at the end wins. Now I told you about these fortune cards to help you break the rules of the game. Let's take a look at a few more of these. Practical Breeze. Your pirate ship's movement allowance is now 6 spaces. This value replaces the movement on the card. Huge. Freak Winds. You may choose which value of your movement card is allocated to which ship. Each ship must have a movement value located, so you can change the values basically. Lucky Wind. Move any one ship, merchant or pirate, belonging to an opponent up to 2 spaces. You can't take an action, so you can basically move someone else's ship. Naval Wind. Move any of the Navy ship that you control 2 extra spaces. Trade Wind, move your merchant up to 2 extra spaces. So those are some of the things that some of these do. Let's take a look at a couple more extra powers. And here's a few more of those extra cards once you buy them, what they do. For example, another $8 one. Fast Loading, when your merchant picks up goods, it can move up to 4 extra spaces. This also works when your merchant ship comes back and playing after being sunk. So that's really cool. For $14, this one, False Colors. Before any movement, you may swap the position of your pirate and your Navy ship. To swap ships, the pirate must already be on the board. This one's $11. It's Mobile Forces. Your Navy ship and pirate can attack from 1 space further away. So that's really cool. And like a $14 one, Master Trader. Your merchant may attack other merchants. So usually they can't do that, but now your merchants can attack and remove the good from the attack merchant. This action earns you 3 doubloons. So that makes you more of an attacking player. Those are some of the special ones. I don't want to show you all of them. All right, well, that's Black Fleet. If you watch my videos, you know that I like family weight games. I like the ones that are around 60 minutes, and this one's no different. First of all, wow, components, amazing. Asmodee did it again. Those metal coins are awesome. They're nice and thick. The ships are very nice. The artwork on the cards are awesome. It's like that cartoony art, and you put all the cards together, and it kind of like makes a big story. Really cool, really good attention to detail. The board's nice and really colorful, really allows you to get into the theme. Now the gameplay is fun too. This is a good family weight game. It's not deep. It's a pretty light game. You're picking from 1 or 2 cards, playing it down, moving some ships, trying to get your people unevaded to the port, but you're trying to use the Navy ship to sink other people's pirate ships, using your pirate ships to get goods from other people. There's a lot of this take that attitude going on with this game. So it's a good, decent family weight pick up and deliver where you're going to be having some take that moments. It did remind me of feeling, not so much in the way the game plays, but about the same type of weight and about the same type of messing each other over as like this game called Survive Escape from Atlantis, which has been a popular game. It's been around for a long time. Good family weight game. This kind of sits in that same genre of family style, but yet you'll be messing with each other, and it's fun. You can really get in the theme and start talking like pirates. It's not too long. You get the special ability cards are cool. So overall, I really like this this family game. The only bad thing I'd say is the limited amount of players that can play, 3 to 4. Would have been awesome if maybe there could have been like a 3 to 5 range, because with the limited amount, maybe it might not see the table as much as it could with a bigger range. But components are great, plays fun, it's lighthearted, but you'll be messing with your buddies. It's a good little fun family game, and I recommend it. Black Fleet.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.